In principio erat verbum. There's a beginning to everything. And this was the beginning of my pen collection. And that's why this pen is in my personal collection. So today I'm going to talk a bit about this pen and why I love it so much. What I'm going to say now, this sounds like a horrible beginning to a story, but I can't start any other way. At the end of 2010, my granddad passed away. And he left me his gold Parker 75 fountain pen and ballpoint set. I liked it. I had been using fountain pens for years before that, but at that point I got interested because I wanted to know what that pen was. I had no idea what the model was, etc. Started to do research. Found Brian Goulet's videos on YouTube. This was around my Christmas break in 2010, and I thought I learned a lot in a very short time. Gold nib, solid gold is different from a steel nib. I'd only use steel nib pens. What is a converter? All that stuff. Good paper quality, bottle ink. A world opened, and I decided I needed to buy a pen. So I bought myself this as a sort of a Christmas gift. Visconti Opera Elements. The Visconti Opera series is very dear to my heart, because this was the first serious pen I bought, and by serious pen I meant solid gold nib, celluloid, cartridge converter. So I was really getting into fountain pens, and I didn't want to buy just a preppy. Nothing wrong with the preppy, but this is what I consider my first the real pen that I bought. The Opera series is very interesting. Square pens, but with rounded off corners. And it works. It works very well. The Opera Elements is opera sized. I also had a large number of Opera Masters. I sold off most of them. I kept one in the end, I think. The Opera Master is a considerably larger pen. The Opera series is smaller. This is a lot of people would call this a normally sized pen. If you want to, you can post it, but there you have it. The only reason I bought this was that it was an excellent deal from La Couronne de Comte. 45% off or something. It was one of the last ones they had, I think. But look how beautiful it is. And that's one of the reasons I kept this pen. Look at this material. You cannot deny that this is stunning, alright? It's the Element series. This is the fire. So it's red. There was also water, which was blue. There was earth, which was brown. So what is red here was brown and blue, etc. on the other one. And then there was the earth, which was... the earth was brown, and then there was, I think, the sky, which was black. It was either the sky was black or the water was black, but I want to say that the water was blue and the sky was black.
Air.
Air. Yes.
Sky is not an element.
Sky is not an element. No, that's true. Thank you. So the air was black, and I think, and that I never really understood the color choice, but that was probably just what was available. It's almost like a candy cane. When you look at this, it has a lot of depth. It's almost like marble, and it's stunning. It's stunning. Then there is the cap, which I like, very slightly translucent, but it's just beautiful. And then you have all the things, the clip with the mold after the Ponte Vecchio, enamel in the clip. It's the original, the good old days when that was enamel, not laser engraved. It has opera on the center band. Some of the gold plating has worn off because this pen has been used. I'm not a collector, I'm a user. This pen has been carried every day for years. Has the bayonet closure, so the facets of the cap and barrel always line up. And it has a 14-karat gold nib, which is one of the most magnificent nibs I've ever used. And I'm not lying. It's a bit springy. It's very, very smooth. It's just a medium because I was starting out and I didn't know what to get, broad or fine or whatever. So I thought, let's just play it safe. Let's get a medium. I think it's great. I have an issue. The pen suffers from ink starvation, which I'm still trying to solve. So after longer writing, it kind of draws a vacuum and it stops writing. You can remove the converter. That is a hassle. Very simply, that is a hassle. Probably send this off to a Nibmeister at some point. But cartridge converter fill pen, I love it. It's beautiful, and it writes really well, and every time I haven't inked it up for a while and I re-ink it, I think, wow, this is a pen that really writes really well. I would love it if it would be a little bit bigger. If this would be an Opera Master size pen, it would be absolute perfection, but even now, it's fine. Metal section, tapers down, flares out, comfortable to hold. It has my initials on it within the My Pen system. I like everything about it. So this is the origin of my collection. Had I not bought this, I probably would not be reviewing right now. You probably would not be watching these videos because I would not do it. That is really what got me into the pen hobby. And in a way, that means that's very positive, because that means that my experience was positive. Imagine that you would buy your first pen and you really hate it. Then I would not have discovered this whole world of fountain pens. So, let's see how this pen writes. That's what's coming up next. I hope this was useful so far, and I'll gladly see you later. Bye bye. Okay, so let's look at this Opera Elements, and I knew that I should have shown you this in the video and then I kind of forgot, but that's an Opera Master. Alright, so just to give you an idea of the size difference, power filler and cartridge converter, you definitely see a difference in pen size when you uncap them. There's quite a bit of empty space in this cap, but you see there definitely is a substantial size difference between an Opera Master and a regular Opera. Okay, let's have some fun with this. So here we have it's running low on ink, so the Opera Elements, this is a 14K fine nib, and the ink is just the Waterman something brown. Used to be Havana brown. I actually think this is Havana brown, it's an older bottle. The nib is very smooth. One characteristic thing of this pen is that you hear the converter tick, and I know that would drive some people nuts, and oddly enough I kind of like it. It's a weird auditory feedback as you write. From the converter, I mean. The nib, it's really smooth. I mean really smooth. So pleasant to use, and this is back from the day when Visconti didn't do palladium yet, I think. These 14 karat nibs are kind of hard to find these days. You can find some of the 18K, but the 14 karat is kind of tough. Which is a shame, because they were nice, and as you can see, I mean, this is a wet writer. With a very fun amount of spring to it. Don't push them too hard, you can lift them off the feet a bit, but if you're careful you can definitely add some character to your handwriting, which I think is great, and that's definitely one of the reasons I just love this pen. You can even do some reverse writing, go to fine or maybe even extra fine as you do this. I think it's a fantastic pen. So this is one that I love having in my collection, and that I'm very fond of. Okay, I'll gladly see you later. Bye. Bye.